I love your house, Jane. It's so pretty. So nice.
Thank you.
Isn't it?
Before we begin, I would just ask if anyone has any questions they want. It can be about anything. The reason I'm asking is because a few people have asked me if there's a way I can organize the material for them that's easier once the course finishes. So the Facebook group will always be there. And my plan is to put guides in the Facebook group by week. I've started it, but then basically everything on the schedule will be in its appropriate week. Some things I've just posted in the group that's not on the schedule. So that will kind of be in limbo unless I make a miscellaneous group.
Okay.
The other idea is that most things are on YouTube. I can make us a private YouTube playlist and then all the videos will be in one playlist, but then it's not done by week. And some people wanted it in chronological order. So that was, one question that came up.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I thought I would just address it here because then when they watch the recording, they get their answer anyways.
Okay. Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Are there any other questions or anything before we begin?
I have a question, Maggie.
Yeah.
So with the mudras, you taught, a few already. When, should we use one when we want to achieve a certain emotion, or how does that work? Does that work like in meditation? Does that work in yoga only? How does that work?
So ideally, mudras are created and are said to have the biggest effect when you do them during meditation. So you can hold the mudra. I normally use the same mudra for meditation, which is the dhyana mudra, which is this one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because it helps me stay alert. If there's something specific that I'm trying to call in, or I know I need, I will use maybe a different mudra, but that's only when I'm doing a shorter meditation. Because the dhyana mudra in a longer meditation, I feel like I need it. I know we're supposed to practice non-attachment, but I'm attached to that mudra.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The other thing is you can use mudras when you're not meditating. So there are times, here it's a little bit different because when we drive, we're normally, hi Barbara.
Hi.
When we drive here, we're normally using a stick shift, so we don't have a hand. But when I was in the States, I would use a mudra in one hand sometimes when I was driving because I knew that when I was driving, my impatience and irritability would rise up.
Yeah.
You can bring coffee.
Now I find, yesterday I had a call. It's a beautiful women's group I'm in, and we meet once a week, and we just did a call and we were kind of grounding in, and I started with the eagle mudra. They didn't say for a mudra, but I wanted more perspective, and it was, the eagle mudra is good to wake up your mind. I don't know if we've done this one together, but I was pretty tired and feeling a little foggy, and I wanted that alertness. So as you get more familiar with mudras, or on the other side of it, as you want something specific, you can either ask me for the mudra or you can Google it, but I'm happy to share whatever ones I know. But basically, if you type in like mudra for memory loss, mudra for, waking up or clarity, there'll be something there that they give you.
Okay, cool. And we should use that like in the beginning of meditation or like during it, right?
Yeah, it's nice to use at the beginning, and then once you feel settled, you can do whatever mudra you want. Just be okay with whichever one you're using, because the habit is you use one and then you think, oh, okay, wait, maybe I want a different one, and then you go to the conch, and then it's kind of you're not so still in the meditation, and you're still moving and your mind is moving.
Okay, got you. Okay, thank you.
I hope that helps.
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Barbara, I answered your question a little, but I can come back to it about how I'm going to organize the material when the course is over.
Okay.
Basically, I'll make us a private, well, we have a private YouTube group, but I'll make a playlist on this. The reason for the playlist is that Karen has been doing the videos and it takes her out of her calm state when the next video comes on that's not loud.
That's true.
And it's something loud and boisterous and it, you know, frightens her almost. I think with a playlist, we won't get any random videos in there.
Oh, well, I was thinking what I wrote, I don't know if you understood what I was saying, that if you had like the first one, then the second one, then the third one, and not all this other stuff in between. Do you know what I mean? Like this class, and then I could go to a place and say, oh, I remembered the first one when you were saying like, how do you want to be? And I really like that one. But when I go to try to find that one, I have to go through like, you know, 10 things to try to find that. But I remember that it was right at the beginning, like number 1 or 2 or something. So if there, I don't know how many classes there are, I'm going to say 12. So if they were all in a row, then we could just go to that in one place. Right now, I mean, of course, I'm an idiot when it comes to all of this. And I didn't realize that I don't have Messenger on my computer. That's why I'm a little delayed here. So and then I don't have Zoom on my phone. So there we go. So here I am delayed.
So this is, I'll make a video of myself going through it on Facebook. I think it will help, but in the Facebook group, there's guides and the guide is by week. So then you'll have each video for that week in the appropriate week. So in this way, it's in chronological order, more or less, if that helps.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about, but sure. Okay.
I'll show it to you in the next day or so in a video. And then if it doesn't make sense, let's revisit it and I'll find a way that it makes sense.
Okay, I'm sure that to everybody else it makes sense, but I'm just not, you know, I don't spend my day on the computer doing that kind of thing. You know, I'm doing
sure
email.
that to at least half of the people it doesn't make sense. I would say. Cool. Okay. Is there any other questions, comments before we begin? Great. I feel like I need to be here right now, so I hope other people are feeling that way.
Me too.
I have my stone because my mind has been, I would say, like air, moving from one thing to the next. 2 days ago, I lost one of my ear pods, you know, the wireless headphones, which wouldn't be so bad, but I was using Collins. So now I've lost my husband's, but only one of them. And then yesterday I lost my car key. So I used to lose things much more. Lately I don't, and it's really not in my character and it frustrates me. So I bring a stone because I think I need some more earth and grounding. Maybe anyone else can relate. I don't know, but I just share that with you. So that's on my mat. And as we begin today, I'm going to introduce a mudra. It's the Ganesha mudra. And you might have seen Ganesha before. It's the elephant head.
I got tattooed.
Yeah, often it's, you know, it's a very popular image nowadays in art and statues and figurines and garden creatures. That would be Ganesh. And he is, yeah, of course, very grounded. He likes his sweets. He likes to indulge. He's somewhat playful. He's very wise. And he's best known as being the remover of obstacles. As you hold the mudra, you can relate to this, either self-confidence and moving things out of your way that might be blocking you. It also could be courage. And it's pretty beautiful because you start with your hands in Anjali Mudra, a prayer. You're going to swivel the hands so that your fingertips point towards your elbows with the hand towards you. And then you pull them apart so just the fingertips are lined up and you wrap them around each other. And the thumb is on the pinky and the thumb is on the pinky. I'll do it one more time. Just, you can keep your hands as it is, but just listen as I go. If you don't have it yet, you can do it again with me. You have Anjali Mudra, which is a prayer. Your right hand is going to be towards your body. You swivel the fingers So your fingers are pointing towards your elbows, and then you pull them apart. The fingertips are lined and you hold them. The top thumb is on the opposite hand's pinky, and the bottom thumb is on the pinky.
Okay.
You hold this mudra across your chest with your elbows spread wide. This is to symbolize that we are normally our biggest obstacles. So you hold this broad elbow to elbow, broad collarbone across your chest, showing that we get in our own way. And we can ask for whatever it is we need to get out of our way. So maybe in this moment, you don't feel that for yourself, but I would suggest that even to be here now, there's always some obstacle you need to overcome. To make the time and put everything else aside to have 60 minutes to come on your yoga mat. There's things that are obstacles, whether or not you see them as obstacles, that you've removed so that you have this time to be here now. There's many places we all could be and things we could be doing, other people we could be with, but we're here now. So with that, let your eyes close. Hold this mudra. Lift the chest slightly as though you're opening your heart. And just tap into your ability to get out of your own way. The courage to come up against obstacles and carve or pave your own path. Take the next few moments to let yourself settle. If this feels really strong in your arms, see if the shoulders can relax. Let the body soften. It's time for the mind to soften. You've removed all obstacles that could have blocked you from being here now. Let's enjoy this time together. Take 5 more breaths. You'll count your exhale back from 5. The eyes can stay closed and slowly release the mudra. Let the arms really relax because it's some effort to hold that in our hands. The first pose is seemingly simple, but it's really rewarding. You can be in any seated posture with an upright spine. I happen to be sitting on my feet. You could be cross-legged. You could be in a chair. Everything is valid. And in this pose, it's just for the neck. So your job is to release the neck and let it be heavy. You bring the chin to the chest, and gradually you'll let the neck find space on the sides of the neck and the back of the neck. There's no need to rush into the pose. Let the weight of the head gradually come forward. If you feel that you're ready to sink into this pose, you can go there. On the opposite side, if you want to kind of lift yourself up, you can lift the sternum up. So it feels like you're lifting the chest up, even though the chin is still down and the head is heavy. The sides of the body can somewhat lengthen and soften. And as this is the beginning of class, feel the space of the heart, hopefully slightly open. And get really clear on why you're here. It might be something really simple, like I signed up for this course, and so I'm here. Maybe there's a way you want to feel an emotion and energy that would serve you. You'll be here for 30 more seconds. Continuously allowing the head to come forward. Notice if the mind's been moving a lot. Just check in with where you're at. When the pose is finished, take your time to come out. So gradually you can lift the head up, the eyes can stay closed. If they're open, find one point to look at. We'll stay here for the next. You can be sitting, it's called Caesar's pose. You sit either on your feet. So my knees are touching, they could be apart, and you sit on your feet. For some people, this shape, I should have worn black, it's hard to see. For some people, sitting on the ankles and the feet isn't possible. It's not nice for the knees. You could put cushions under you and sit up higher. You also can sit cross-legged. So give yourself whatever time you need to set up. I'll pause for a moment. Your hands will come onto your belly. Gently supporting the weight of the tummy, the digestion, everything in there. And see if just by having your hands there, you can start to breathe into your hands. It might take a few breaths to really feel it. But like a balloon, the belly takes air in and gently starts to stretch. And as the air goes out, it pulls back towards the spine. Can you tap into this element of stillness even while you watch the belly move? Notice, where is your awareness? What do you sense right now in this moment, and how are you sensing it? With these directions, you start to move more internal. From the physical to the emotional. You may start to notice the energetic body, the energies in you. Even your soul, or the connection to your spirit. Take 5 more breaths here. No rush, but as you complete the 5th exhale, you can come out of the pose any way that lets your body release. If that was heavy on your ankles or your legs, maybe they need to move around slightly, but then you'll find stillness. For the next pose, I'll give a few options. You can watch first, and then it's easier to decide. I'm going to go from the most intense option to the easier option. So my angle is not good, but it's called charging rhino. And basically the wall is here. I would bend forward and put my head and back against the wall. I'm going to give you my butt, but that's okay. You lean against the wall like this. So it's a forward fold, but you're supported behind you. You don't have to squeeze yourself against. That's the first option. It's the most intense. Second option is dangling pose. Your legs can be wide, your knees slightly bent. You either hold opposite elbows or your hands can be on the ground. It's nice because you can pretend the mind or the head is like a trap door and all that extra chatter can go out. And the third option, you can be seated and it's caterpillar pose. You bring the body forward. Just be aware that you're also stretching the sides of the body and then you let everything release. So set yourself up and we'll be there for about 3 or 4 minutes. Be gentle with yourself. You don't need to go so deep so quickly. I promise that as you're just still, gravity will start to weigh on you. Without me guiding your awareness, notice what you feel. The physical body is always a good place to begin. Notice where you've come up against an edge. Maybe as you go deeper, it softens, or you soften into it. And then imagine your lower back. You can give it a personality or a character. It's always working to support your upper body. It's turning for you, it's twisting, it's holding weight. Imagine right now it gets a chance just to stretch. It gets a little relief. This is maintenance for the lower back. That kind assistant that's always doing so much for us. Allow the mind, the top of the head, to be like a trap door. And even if it's just for a moment, any thoughts that cause anxiety, stress, any of these negative energies, see if they can flow out of that door. I am sure that right now they're not serving you. In this moment, they're not serving you. You've been here for 2 minutes. Notice where you still have tension. It might be tension or a stress in the body that you don't notice right away because it's always there. If you think that might be the case for you, you can exhale deeply through the mouth, and the body may show you where that tension's hiding. You're going to take 5 more breaths here. Be slow, and as you come out, move really slowly. You've been basically upside down for 4 minutes. As you finish, you can come to any comfortable seated posture and just find stillness for a moment. In general, after this pose, there's definitely a ripple effect. You might feel more from the pose once you come out of it and are still. From here, you're going to come into a wide-legged straddle. I think we've done this one together before. The legs come just as wide as feels okay for you. At first, you can sit upright and see if the quadriceps, the kneecaps, everything can relax, the ankles. Let the shoulders melt down the back. The sides of the body, of course, you're held up with the strength of your core, but see if they can soften. It's as though this protective armor around the core area can soften. And instead of coming forward, you're going to come to the left. So you'll twist the body as much as feels okay, and then you'll start to come forward. If you have a big pillow or bolster, you could hold that. Your hands can come to the ground, and then it's the head that's heavy. Perhaps your forearms come down. It's really just up to you. This is targeting the side of the body, both sides, and then normally it's targeting the hamstring. It's also possible that this is quite a stretch on the lower back. For this one, I'll put the timer on 3 minutes so that when we do the other side, I try to keep it even. Imagine that in this shape, because the body has already landed here, let yourself fully arrive and the body can relax. The body could basically be asleep. The mind as well. There's nothing the mind needs to be doing. There's no thoughts you need to be thinking. Imagine the mind can rest, recharge. Actually, the mind could be sleeping. And then you have your awareness. And awareness is just watching or feeling what comes up in the body. Awareness of the breath. Awareness of whatever emotion might come up. Just like clouds, they come up and they'll undoubtedly fade away. Keep feeling that surface below you, supported by the earth, grounded. In this shape, there's no air, there's no wind. Air is the qualities of anxiety, it's forgetfulness. It also can be good things, but right now it's not present. Perhaps the breath moves the body like a wave. It might relate to water. And the body is heavy like the earth. Bringing in the qualities of grounding, of calm, of stable. As you let the body release to the pose, you'll feel more stable. Twenty more seconds here. Do with it what you want. You could go a little deeper. You could start to slowly come out of the pose. And then as you're ready, you'll sit up tall. You'll sit up tall and let the eyes close. And aim to be as still as you can be. I wasn't gonna do this one next, but I think we're ready. Instead of going right to the other side, we're gonna add one on to this side. And then we'll switch it up. It allows things to go a little bit deeper. So you're gonna bend the right leg in. Sole of the right foot comes towards the left inner thigh. And it's more of a side stretch. So the left arm comes somewhere on the inside of that left leg. The right hand can support you to twist. If you feel it, you can bring the right hand behind the left and you're really laying your head into the hand. So it's like you're holding your head up. I understand it's hard to relax here and you won't be here for so long. A minute might be enough, but it's quite an intense side body stretch. You really have to let the elbow of the right arm go up to the sky and you're really holding that head up. The neck should not be working. Keep listening for the exhale. Know that the exhale is like a sweet relief. That's the moment where you can soften and relax. Use the breath to find space in the body. Notice where you have compression, which muscles are engaged that you can relax. 5 more breaths. See if the shoulder or the neck is working too hard. Let it go. As you release, you'll slowly come up to sit. Take your time. Hands can relax, arms are soft, eyes can close. Imagine the eyelids are heavy. The eyeballs are still. Let the brain relax even a bit more. Before we go to the other side, you're going to take the left foot and the right hand and interlace the fingers of the right hand with the left foot. And if the right hand feels like it has nowhere to go, it can grab the left wrist. And then this tends to bring us out a little. Just close the eyes. You're opening up the sole of the foot. There can be small movements of the toes or the fingers. This is slightly energizing. But it's a chance to treat our bodies so sweetly. It's nurturing, it's maintenance. This is much kinder to the feet than the first day when we did these feet opening poses. Take your thumb and just kind of stroke it up the arch of your foot. And then let that go. Come back into a wide-legged position. At first, just sit up tall, long spine, heart slightly lifted. Recall your intention. And then you'll gently turn your shoulders to face that right leg, and you'll come down over the right leg. Any amount. You can be high up and drop the head. You can come down to the elbows. A bolster is appropriate. You can really hug a big pillow. And at first, just let yourself settle here and notice where you feel sensation. See where the body can relax a bit deeper. See if there's resistance. It's possible that your left hip is lifting up and the left hip can drop and be heavier. Sometimes that takes lengthening the left side body, finding a little space in the lower back. Give yourself time to get deeper into the pose, but over time, you might find that there's more space between each rib and you actually can be a little bit longer through the torso, and then you'll fold a little deeper. And notice what comes up. physical, the emotional, the energetic, signs of your soul or your spirit sitting right there with you, kind of floating around you. We'll make it slightly active, but with the next few exhales, see if with each exhale you can release. Release tension from the body. It might be tension in the mind, but let something go. And your next exhale, exhale completely. And then gradually, no rush, you'll start to come out of the pose. Find stillness, let yourself be. If you need the mantra, it's be here now. Left knee will bend, the sole of the left foot comes inside the right leg. The right arm reaches either toward the foot or the inside of the right leg. The left hand can be on the left knee and you twist looking over the left shoulder, or the left hand comes up and behind the head. You really let the weight of the head fall into the hand and the elbow reaches up to the sky. This one we don't hold for as long. See if you can balance effort and ease. It definitely takes effort to be here, but see where you can find ease in this shape. A few more breaths. Notice the space on the left side body, maybe down to the lower back, into the hip. Head is heavy, neck is soft. 3 more breaths. At the end of that third exhale, slowly come out. That's a pretty intense stretch, and just sit. Feel the sides of the body. In this moment, the body is new. Investigate how it feels. We're so used to things feeling a certain way. Sometimes we don't notice when things change. I had knee pain for years. And sometimes in my mind, I still have it, but it's actually not there often. Maybe you're used to going through the days with this feeling of rushing or stress, but actually right now it's not present. The left hand is going to meet the right foot. I like my left leg extended. left fingertips interlace with the right foot. Is that opposite? What we just did. Yeah, that's correct. And you wiggle the left fingers into that right foot. If the right hand is kind of not knowing what to do, just grab the arm. It might be nice to wiggle the toes and really make a little space in the foot. It's like a little self-massage. The left thumb can trace the inner arch of the right foot, kind of pressing into it, opening that part of the foot. And then as you're ready, come down to lay on your back. Get anything you're gonna want for the final resting pose. It's nice to have something over you. It enhances the sensation of grounding and you're kind of protected from air. And at first, the knees are gonna come to touch and the feet go wide apart. You make a little tent with the knees. And the hands can come either onto the belly or one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. And you can exhale through the mouth. Exhale through the mouth and feel your spine melt into the surface below you. Feel that whole surface of your back supported by something. And then start to guide the breath to lift your tummy into your hand. As you inhale, the belly will rise and your hand will rise as it's on the belly. You can hold the breath at the top. And then as you gently exhale, the spine will come down, the belly will come down towards the spine. Hold the breath out. It's just a small pause. And then inhale and watch the belly rise. Hold the breath in. And then let it go. Exhale and hold the breath out. And then inhale. Hold that breath. And exhale. Continuing like this in your own rhythm. Just witnessing the stomach rising and fall with breath. As you're here for a few rounds, see if it can become more effortless. Even if that means your breath isn't as long. The body is relaxed. The body could be asleep. The mind can relax or be asleep. But you have awareness. Step into the place of the witness and just watch. Allow your next 10 exhales to be like 10 steps down into a place of deeper relaxation. So you'll count the steps with each exhale. Space and time. Relaxing into this moment with each exhale. You can stay like this, or if you prefer, you can come into full Shavasana, straightening the legs, arms by the side. Whichever you choose for your final resting pose. Let the body remain still. And just start to bring your awareness back to whatever space you're in. Notice how you sense that space around you. Waking up from the inside out, the breath deepens and the belly receives the breath. Any small movements in the body, fingers, toes, mouth, the eyes. Reach the arms long overhead and imagine being pulled in both directions in this really delicious way. Lengthening the sides of the body, lengthening the legs. Big full body stretch. And then hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. And in your mind, whatever words work for you, a thank you for the gift of health.
Even when there's small hiccups, we're here now. We have some degree of health. Thank you for that. And then press yourself up to a seated posture. Once you arrive, the eyes can close. I'm going to bring my hands once more into the Ganesha Mudra. If you don't remember it, no worries. Bring your hands to a prayer posture. Purposely lifting the sternum up so the chest is broad and the heart is open. Eyes are closed, but they can turn up to the point of the third eye. A sharp mind, one pointed focus. May we each bring something from the physical practices into our daily life. May we each live intentionally, live consciously, live in beauty. Namaste. Thank you guys for being here, for sharing your energy and your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wish you all a nice rest of your day. Hopefully.
Look.
Thanks, Maggie.
Thanks,
Right.
everybody. Yeah.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye, Maggie.
Bye.